15 years ago, a big wheel came to town.
Hey, that was great. Can I get a deal on 1,000 of them?
Let's try out the jet skis tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, bigger cash and prizes. Take a spin.
Only one network has the NBA and the NBA Finals, the French Open, the WNBA, the PGA Tour, Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, Notre Dame football, the Breeders' Cup, Major League Baseball, the Ryder Cup, and the Olympic Games in the year 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, and 2008. In sports, the quality shows on NBC.
Meteorologist George Kessler's forecast can be heard weekday afternoons on KKCB B105 FM and WEBC 560 AM.
There's a lot of difference in temperature around the Northland. It really just depended on where you were, what kind of day you had. High in Duluth, 27 degrees. Same story in Superior, about 27, 28 degrees. Low last night of 17. That was right on par where it should be. But I'll tell you what, you got a little ways inland. It's a sure sign of spring. We'll do this. Sure sign of spring that temperatures were much warmer away from the lake. Right now down to 25 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 9. There's your dew point. Pressure is rising 30.19. Humidity 73%. But take a look. Weather watcher numbers. These are current. Wisconsin and then right around the head of the lakes. Really cool temperatures. But you go everywhere else, it is a gorgeous afternoon. Case in point, now Don Olson up in Cohasset was busting my chops a little bit. He said it was 42 degrees up there. It's 39 right now. And I'd written a little article for the Grand Rapids Herald Review, which said temperatures should be in the 20s. They were lots of 20s. Just, Grand Rapids, you're a little lucky. Your snow cover's been broken up, and that's how your temperatures really get up there. 41 degrees in Floodwood. These are just fabulous. Meanwhile, down in Wisconsin, 26 for Bill Nee, and I know he's catching the wind off the lake. 37, though. Sharon Anderson in Ely just loves it. Here's satellite picture in motion. This is a big, just a picture-perfect storm right here through the center of the country. It's not large. This last one we had was a big old sloppy storm which covered about 2/3 of the nation. This one, no, very compact and tidy. It's kind of like a sports car of storms, zipping right across Missouri. It's only about a one-state storm at a time, at least for the Midwest. Once it gets back east, that'll change some. Just because the states are dinky, not because the storm's going to change. Anyway, snow in Kansas, lots of rain for Missouri. And I'm not talking about just, a little rain here and there. Oh, look, a shower. This is rain, folks. About 1 inch to 1.5 inches will fall in a 12-hour period of time. And that's enough to cause flooding. Of course, minor creeks and streams, it doesn't take too much to encourage those out of their banks. But even rivers, we're not talking the Mississippi, but the rivers that run through there will most likely be out of their banks by tomorrow. And as this storm proceeds on off to the east, more flooding will become part of the story. Now, yesterday, this thing was up in the Rockies. Did you know 38 inches of snow in less than a day just outside of Boulder in Boulder County, Colorado. That's up in the mountains a little bit, but that is a lot of snow to get in one afternoon. I think that would even set us back at least a little ways. Now, by tomorrow, the cold air that we have in limited supply, especially around the lake, will begin to diminish. That is going to be heading on off to the east. Once it does that, we're going to leave the gates open for another blast to come down from Canada. But because of the lack of snow cover, we really haven't been able to hang on to cold air for any period of time. So even though tomorrow's officially the first day of spring, we'll be watching that cold air out to our west. It'll dive down, but by early next week, already it will start to dissipate. Big story, sunshine across the Dakotas, and look at those mild temperatures. We could see highs as much as 60 degrees in parts of Nebraska where they just had a blizzard a couple of days ago. Here's forecast for the overnight hours. Chilly. Chilly is just one of those all-purpose words. 9 degrees in Zim will be chillier than some other places. Looks like we'll stay in the teens right around the lake. For tomorrow, bright sunshine. Nice day. The cold air will still be lingering in the same places it was lingering today. High, though, Reamer, 40 degrees. So, Don, you can settle down. Maybe even start thinking about playing a little golf, because I know that's near and dear to his heart out there in the Cohasset area. As we go on forward to Saturday, scattered flurries. This is with that next batch coming in. Not a large area of storminess at all. That's why I didn't even put snowflakes on the map. Temperatures topping out near freezing. The 5-day outlook, another batch of flurries on Monday, but that's it. We cannot buy a snowstorm around here. They'll get 3 feet in Colorado, and I can't get 3 inches in my front yard.
But look, at 30-degree temperatures, it looks warm.
Yeah, it is very warm. Of course, a lot of your temperatures will depend on how much snow you have. And if you drive between Duluth, and I know that you routinely, both of you drive up on the hill, but between downtown areas and up on the hill, 3 miles as the crow flies, no snow to about half a foot.
That's nuts.
It is. It's shocking. Very upsetting to me.
Thanks, George.
Yep.
Well, as spring approaches, students at local colleges get anxious about taking the plunge into the job market.
Carpentry students from Lake Superior College are looking forward to finding jobs as they put the last few touches on a house and on their training.
Today, 2 graduates of the program offered up advice to students as they talked about how education built their American dreams.
Lake Superior College carpentry students building a home for a Duluth family have some high expectations after graduation this spring. They hope to land jobs like other graduates before them, so visits from LSC alumni are always welcome.
We use many of our alumni that have contracting companies as sources of employment for our graduates.
Not only can graduates give job hunting tips, they can also offer helpful hints to make parts of the project a bit easier. Their experience in a variety of on-the-job situations helps students decide where in the construction industry they'd like to go.
It matters what trade you want to go in. Look for a job. There's different trades to go in, like sheetrock or framing or shingling. You kind of know what you want to go into, and then it's a lot easier to.
Some of the program's alumni have joined up with local companies. Others decided self-employment was the way to go.
It's just for certain people. You know, some people, it's better to work for people and you're done at 4:30. Self-employment, you work all day, weekends, you don't get any days off.
And when a former student comes for a visit, there's often a question or two for their former teacher.
Many students stop by to see the project, see how we're doing, to ask questions on the projects they might be working on, how to do this and how to do that, and also to keep track of how we're training our students, to make sure that we're keeping track of new ideas and new methods, new systems.
You learn a lot about a lot of different things. It's not you only get about 10 jobs off what you learn here.
Jason Rice, Channel 6 News.
Well, the LSC students are building a home from start to finish as part of their carpentry curriculum.
That house is expected to be done in May. Well, next in sports, the UMD Hockey Bulldogs are going to the Final Five tourney with a backup goalie.
Tom Hansen will join us live ringside from the Bradley Center with details. And the NFL had some of its ruling, or rather has made its ruling on the Minnesota Vikings ownership dispute. Find out who's been named the rightful team owner when we come back.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the all-new Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
Come see the entire line at the Power Sports Specialist, Duluth Lawn and Sport.
Friday night at 7 on Public TV, America's premier personal finance expert, Jonathan Pons, demystifies the new tax code.
For some reason,
find out how you can take advantage of this year's tax revisions and save money. Don't miss Jonathan Pons' Tax Party. It's the most fun you'll have doing your taxes. Pledge 98 continues Friday night on Public TV, Channel 8.
Hey, the Chevy S10's a rugged partner for the way you live. And if you want one, now's the best time to get one. Your Chevy dealer's kicking off spring with a big supply of S10s and a big spring sales drive. Drive away your Vortec-powered S10 with financing as low as 1.9% for 36 months. You can save over $1,200 versus conventional financing. You've got to kick a little. Don't miss the big spring sales drive and don't miss S10 at 1.9. See your local Chevrolet dealer now.
If your tableware is so old that the cracks look more like wrinkles, or you think it's just time for a change, come on down to Scandinavian Designs and Tableware for a one-of-a-kind offer. Bring in your old dinnerware setting for donation and receive 30% off any china or stoneware order. And while you're at Scandinavian Designs, you might want to check out our Danish-made recliners or take a look at the unique choices available from our Heritage Lace window design collection. It's just another great offer from the place that carries the finest in Nordic gifts, Scandinavian Designs and Tableware.
Channel 6 News, produced with help from our friends at WDSE on the University of Minnesota Duluth campus. Business offices are currently located at First Bank Place, downtown Duluth.
Now that Just Shoot Me's on between Friends and Seinfeld on Must See TV Thursday, remember to walk the dog early. Thanks.
Carleton High School boys basketball team got a send-off in style this morning.
Classmates filled the school gym today for a pep assembly in honor of the state-bound Bulldogs. The team has a record of 21-6 this season. Carleton will take on Sleepy Eye St. Mary's at 3 o'clock tomorrow at the River Center in St. Paul. Well, we're just now an hour away from UMD's first WCHA playoff game in 5 years.
Our Tom Hansen is ringside at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee with tonight's sports. Tom.
Dave and Michelle, a major goaltending change for the Bulldogs. It's unbelievable, but Brant Nicklin, at the end of practice yesterday, hurt his ankle. He will not start tonight. He has a sprained left ankle, and in his place will be Tony Gasparini right here at the Bradley Center. It's unbelievable. Tony has never started a Bulldog game, and this will be the biggest game of his career. He has played in 2 Bulldog games this year. He played just last Saturday at a 5-0 loss to the Gophers, and earlier this year he lost in the 7-0 game to North Dakota. He's played a total of 30 minutes this year and 1 game in 95 and 96 against Wisconsin and only had 1 save. Again, Brant Nicklin with crutches and a left ankle injury and will not play. Ryan Karasik will be the backup goaltender for the Bulldogs. So some very, very sad news for UMD. It'll be interesting. Maybe they'll just tighten things up defensively in this game against St. Cloud. The WCHA named some award winners today, and let's go right to that here at the Bradley Center. The 2 Bulldogs did receive honors today here in Milwaukee. Mike Peluso, 3rd team All-WCHA. Ryan Kuhl, All-Freshman team. The Rookie of the Year was Kyle Gehring, a goaltender from North Dakota. Player of the Year, Curtis Murphy, a defenseman from North Dakota. And Coach of the Year, Craig Dahl of the St. Cloud State Huskies, a team the Bulldogs will be playing tonight. Now, the Dogs are playing very well. They have won 10 of their last 12 games, but this WCHA tournament is new territory for them. They haven't participated since 1993. UMD took 3 of 4 from the Huskies this year, so they know what to expect tonight.
We should be able to do some things against them. We've had, fairly good success, against those guys the past few years, and I think we match up pretty well against them. And being that if we can get past them that first game, I think we got a pretty good chance of getting an NCAA bid.
They're a big, rugged hockey team with great goaltending, so we're expecting a pretty tough battle.
We know what style they play, and they know us too, and we're excited to play them.
Oh yeah, St. Cloud's a good team. They're big and physical, and they want to play deep because they got a big, strong hockey team. But I think we got more speed, and I think we can work them. Their D down in the corners better than they can work our D down in the corners.
They have good goaltending and good defense, so we just have to work them down low and do the exact same thing we did this weekend, and we should just be successful. Yeah, they're a lot like us. They're a stronger team. They like to play on the wall, down in the corners, and that's what we do too. We beat them pretty good here this year, so we know them, they know us. It's going to come down to heart, and whoever works harder.
The Minnesota Vikings have a majority owner today. NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue ruled in favor of Tom Clancy's bid of more than $200 million. Vikings President Roger Hetrick insisted that he had a chance to meet or match the highest bid, but after today's ruling, Hetrick is out. Since Clancy's bid was announced, season ticket sales have soared. Clancy's a well-known author who plans to keep the current coaching staff in place. The deal still needs to be approved by 23 of 30 NFL owners. A league meeting is planned for later this month, but the deal isn't expected to get a vote until April or the spring owners meeting May 18th through the 21st in St. Louis. Moving on, the Carleton Bulldog boys basketball team left today for St. Paul, as you earlier saw. Carleton topped Hancock 65-52 in the opening round game. The Owls, that is, were the defending state champs. The Bulldogs are now 21-6. Carleton will face Sleepy Eye St. Mary's at 3 o'clock at River Center tomorrow afternoon. Also tomorrow afternoon, about 45 minutes west of Milwaukee here, the Spooner Rails will be in Madison in the state semifinals. The 23-1 Rails will face top-ranked Whitefish Bay in the Division II semifinals tomorrow at the Cole Center. It's Spooner's first appearance at state since 1989. Now, speaking of the Bradley Center, this is home of Marquette Division I men's basketball. They lost to the Gophers in the NIT last night at Williams Arena. The final score 73-71. Gophers now 18-15 on the year. They'll play in the NIT semifinals in New York on Tuesday. Of course, the Gophers won the 93 NIT championship. Also last night, the Wolves took on San Antonio at the Target Center, the lowest scoring game for the Timberwolves this year. They lost 92-76. They are 8-16 now since Tom Gugliotta has been out of the lineup with an injury. Tim Duncan had 20 points in that game, also 12 rebounds. Kevin Garnett led Minnesota with a total of 16 points. And tonight, this is also the home of the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, of course, not playing here. It'll be the Bulldogs in St. Cloud. They'll be on the road taking on the Atlanta Hawks. So the Bucks will be at Atlanta tonight. And right here at the Bradley Center, it's the Bulldogs and the Huskies, 7:30 game time. And again, a goaltending change. Tony Gasparini in place of Brant Nicklin, who's out with a left ankle sprain. Questionable whether or not he'll be able to play tomorrow afternoon if the Bulldogs win tonight. The Dogs would take on North Dakota tomorrow afternoon, so Brant Nicklin's string of 76 consecutive starts comes to an end. And how unfortunate for Bulldog fans, but perhaps the defense will come alive tonight for UMD. From the Bradley Center, I'm Tom Hansen. Back to Dave and Michelle.
Thanks, Tom. Enjoy the game.
And stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
We all work together, and we all want to say thank you because there's so many angels out there who made our spare change collection a huge success. To the bank who oversaw the collection, thank you. To the security company who kept it safe, thank you. And to all you angels, every one of you, your small change is going to make such a big difference. Remember, because of you, all across America, there are going to be students who get to go to college who otherwise couldn't afford it. Your generosity swells my heart. Thank you.
Curtis Oil and Tire. Drop in on us. Curtis Oil and Tire. Drop in on us.
Here it comes, Northland, America's greatest hot rod show at the deck. Friday, March 20th through Sunday, March 22nd, the 31st annual CarQuest World of Wheels. Come see the All Harley Review and the Wisconsin Calendar Girls, plus tons of cool cars, motorcycles, trucks, and 4x4s. Meet NHL legend Neil Broughton on Saturday and Minnesota Viking Mike Morris on Sunday. It's the CarQuest World of Wheels.
What would you think about $189 a month on a Toyota Tacoma 4x4? Just a $189 a month lease on the #1 selling compact 4x4 pickup. At just $189, you can't get a more powerful V6 compact truck. For $189 a month, you'll think the Tacoma is one tough truck. Except on your checkbook. Get to your Toyota dealer now for the $189 Tacoma event before it ends March 31st.
15 years ago, a big wheel came to town.
Hey, that was great. Can I get a deal on 1,000 of them?
Let's try out the jet skis tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, bigger cash and prizes. Take a spin.
Finally tonight, several UMD students enjoyed some fun and games today, virtual style.
The Kirby Program Board handles all the entertainment on campus, and today it brought in the virtual games Zone Hunter and Dactyl Nightmare. Whatever that is. This is the first time the games of the future, well, there it is, have made their way to campus, and their initial performance was met with mixed reviews from players.
I don't know, I didn't think it was that great. It could have been better. It was real herky-jerky, and I thought it wasn't too bad. I kind of thought I was like the lawnmower man, you know? I was like running around. So it wasn't too bad.
Well, at least the students couldn't complain about the price. The games cost only 50 cents to play. Maybe we should load those on our newsroom computer.
Well, George, how about some virtual weather?
Yeah, I know how
Maybe
popular
not.
that would be. Certain bosses tend to frown on that. Virtually, our weather couldn't be any better than what it is now. It might be a little bit warmer, some people would say, but you know what? Personally, I think this is pretty good. Temperatures tonight will be getting down single digits in the lower teens under clear.